Hi everyone! In today's video we're going to be looking at lots of newness coming our way for February and March. So grab a drink and some high quality snacks and watch on! I thought we'd start this video off with some products that are already out in a couple of countries but may well be winging their happy way towards you, as well as a couple of Valentine's Day releases, because as we know, February is the month of love and also rampant capitalism. The two seem to go hand in hand, don't they? And then we've also got some Lunar New Year releases, and then we've got the real meat and potatoes of this video with a whole load of exciting new releases that are coming sort of February and March, and culminating in a couple of very exciting items. Now, there'll also be some silliness that punctuates this video. So if you're here for the metaphysics and you are a lover of Plato, this may not be the place for you, but if you've got the good snacks, do you mind leaving them? Because I'm quite peckish. And if this is your first time on this channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us all, and I hope you enjoy this very serious and considered approach to beauty, which really is very much the attitude of this channel. So let's get started. Lancome has released some new lip glosses. We've got 3 here. I'm hoping there's more, but there's only 3 on this image. So let's, take what we're given, I suppose. Now, we are told that these are going to be hydrating, they're going to have a non-sticky finish, and they're going to be very luscious on the lips. I feel a bit lip glossed out at the moment, but maybe you don't. Too Faced has released a new liquid blush. It's called the Glowing Liquid Blush, and initially it's been released, at the time of filming anyway, in Europe. Now, we've got some very romantic names. This isn't a Valentine's Day release, but it's very much in keeping with the theme of the flush of love. Oh yes. Now, we've got some interesting names here, I feel. We've got, I'm so sorry, I thought it was French letter. It's Love Letter, which is more romantic, isn't it? And then we've got First Love. And then we have At First Sight, that looks like a nice colour. And Last Love, which I do like. Head Over Heels, and then Roses Are Red. Now, we have got some swatches. These are very glossy indeed. They may or may not be right up your street. I don't know. These may be a bit, as we say in the UK, Marmite. You may love them or you may hate them. I'm in the latter camp. But we have got some models here. Are they? Yes. I rather fear that these have been AI'd on. But anyway, let's go with it, in the spirit of this video. We have got Love Letter here. That looks rather nice, I suppose. Roses Are Red. The model on the bottom left looks very pleased with herself. At First Sight. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I want to know how you feel. Are you worn out by this formula? This kind of glazed donut formula? I don't know whether we're meant to call it that, but that's what it has always reminded me of. Actually, First Love looks very nice on the model in the bottom left, I feel. And then we have Head Over Heels. And then we've got all of them sort of together. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I just don't, this isn't a formula that excites me. I rather feel that if I was to go into my local Sephora to kind of test them out and see if they were for me, and the thing is, I instinctively know these are not for me. I'm just done with that kind of blusher. But I do feel that the testers would end up being a bit of a metaphor for, the initial kind of love, the initial throes of passion. In other words, I feel that they would just end up looking hollowed out and, unenthusiastically fingered, which I don't like. Anyway, let's move on. There's a new eyeshadow palette in town. Well, some towns. It's in France at the moment, and it is the YSL new 9-pan palette, which is called Nude Hours. See what they did there? Yeah, it's a nude palette. I'm not sure whether we feel we've seen this once, twice. I was going to say 3 times a lady because I'm in that Valentine spirit. But, do we feel we've got these shades before? I wonder what you're saying. However, it's always fun to get a new sort of incarnation, isn't it? And also the glorious packaging. I mean, it is rather lovely. So Chic Profile had this early, actually. She was able to secure some for her customers. She delivers worldwide, so you know, I think she got some early and some lucky people have already got their hot little hands on it. I don't actually, otherwise I would be sharing it with you. But as I said, newness from YSL is always a cause for celebration, isn't it? This, I rather feel, would make the most cracking gift for somebody who's either a new makeup user, you know, or is somebody who doesn't have that much luxury makeup. That's kind of how I see this kind of palette. But, you know, it may well be that you really love the formula. I'm assuming it is the formula that we've enjoyed in the quads, but, you know, let's see. So that's a bit of newness as well. Now we also have some newness from Givenchy. Again, it's available in Europe, isn't available yet in the rest of the world. Givenchy is so patchy in how they release stuff. I don't really know what the logic is. There must be some logic and I haven't cracked it. It's kind of like a beauty Rubik cube that I can't sort of get in the right order. Anyway, it is the Perfecto Serum Lip Oil. And I think it looks rather cracking, but then I am a bit of a Givenchy fan. So maybe I'm, you know, I'm sort of unreasonably biased. You know, I like the packaging, the shades look lovely. I don't know, I'm just here for it generally. It seems that there are only 4 shades. Now, this is a lip oil with a radiant finish that cares for lips like a serum. It gives us 12 hours of shine and a plumping effect. I don't know whether it's going to include the ingredients that make some people feel very uncomfortable, so I can't tell. 99% of the formulation is skincare. Well, that's something, because you don't want 99% of it to be chilly, do you? 24 hours of continuous hydration. Yes, available in 4 shades, inspired by the jewellery in Sarah Burton's couture collections to dress the lips with a natural shine. Yeah, coming soon in all other countries and retailers. Sisley Paris is starting the rollout of a shade extension. There are 3 new shades, in fact, to their Phyto Rouge Shine lipsticks. We've got number 43, Sheer Scarlet, which is red with warm coppery undertones. And then we have number 14, Sheer Acajou, which is a warm brown with rosy red nuances. And then we have Sheer Bel Air, which I have to say is my favourite, which is a pink, but looks like it's a more sort of neutral, easy to wear pink. I do like it. Now, these are $73 each. Looks like they're available in the US and certainly they're out in the UK as well, but the rollout has begun. There are 2 releases for Valentine's Day that I'd like to tell you about. The first is from Armani and looks like a box of chocolates, but it's not. Now, Diet Scope tells us that the Valentine's Day gift box is everything. Oof. This dreamy limited edition heart-shaped gift set is giving full-on romantic fantasy. Inspired by Armani's Dolce Dessert collection and tied with a symbolic fated red thread, it's sweetness and sentiment in one gorgeously wrapped box, she tells us. So what's inside? There are 2 new shades of Armani's Red Tube Water Lip Veil. I've not tried them. Now, we've got shade 560, here called Spring Colour. I'm not sure these names are accurate, but anyway. It's a delicate peach pink that delivers a fresh, youthful glow. Build it up for date night radiance or wear it sheer for a gentle, soft focus flush. It's the kind of colour, she tells us, that whispers, I love you, and means it. Okay, apparently people say I love you and they don't mean it. Who knew? Anyway, aesthetic, romantic, and just plain beautiful. Armani, you killed it again. Ooh, lovely. Okay, so we've got the 2 shades here. As I said, I am unconvinced by the one that's called Spring Colours. I'm not sure that's true, but maybe. Anyway, the other one is number 466, Red Sun. So, yes. What do we think? It is rather nice. I would like to try the formula and I feel it's rather remiss of me that I haven't tried the formula. So I will write it down and I will write that wrong because I need to educate myself. The next Valentine's release I'm very excited about and it's from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, we have got the Valentine's Celestial Love gift box. This heart-shaped limited edition is pure magic, says Dietscope. An enchanting blend of beauty and romance, whether it's for your bestie, your love, or a luxe treat for yourself. Yes, the latter, thank you. It's a gift full of love and ritual. Okay, so we've got a starry eyeshadow quad, we've got a microlight powder cushion, and then we've also got Starlit lip gloss in this formula, which I really love, but I think for a lot of people may be too, active on the lips because it is a plumping one, but it's just such a lovely formula. Anyway, all wrapped in a celestial box designed to dazzle. Inspired by the year of the horse, because that's what we're about to go into, it's made to help you soar through the skies of love, light, and dreams. I'm such a sucker for this, honestly. The other thing I wanted to tell you, yes, can you see that there is possibly a lovely little trinket that is, it's a sort of Pegasus horse, isn't it? Yeah, I'm here for it. I really want one. I mean, to be honest, it's the kind of thing I'd end up putting on my Christmas tree. I mean, not in February, obviously, but, or maybe I'd just hang it, from my mirror in my car. I think that would be rather cool. It's better than furry dice, isn't it? And it's pink and lovely. Anyway, my point is, I'm here for it. I really am. I don't think I'd use the powder, but I'd use the quad. I do love the Charlotte quads, as long as it's still the same old quality, same quality that I like. But anyway, yes, I think I would be gifting that to myself, I'll write myself a little card as well, do the full bit. Yeah, what do we think? I am worried though about the Pegasus, because I do realise that the wings and the whole thing, that's all Charlotte Tilbury, but Pegasus the winged horse, I think maybe she didn't mean that, because remember, Pegasus's mother was Medusa. Yes, she was always having a bad hair day, so I've always identified with Medusa somewhat, and then having to give birth to a horse, before C-sections were really very safe. She probably had a tougher time of it than, I feel history, has acknowledged. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. I'm digressing. Now, the Lunar New Year will soon be upon us, so we need to buckle up for the ride, because the fiery horse is the most energetic and volatile of the symbols in the whole of the 60-year cycle. Yeah. Anyway, I've got 3 new releases to tell you about, and they are all for the Lunar New Year. Now, the first is Clé de Peau. It's a bit of a Lunar New Year cosplay, this one, because actually all it is the serum and the creme in a fancy outfit. They've dressed up, but not for Halloween. So they're red, they're there for the Lunar New Year. Celebrate a prosperous new beginning with a Clé de Peau Beauté limited edition Lunar New Year collection, featuring 2 iconic skincare treasures dressed in opulent, festive designs. So that's really what it is. It's a fancy coat. That's okay, isn't it? It still counts. The serum unlocks the skin's radiance and resets your glow with this powerful serum, now in a stunning red and gold design symbolising vitality and luck. I think we can all do with a lot of that. La Crème is an indulgent cream, the ultimate nighttime ritual, Clé de Peau's most luxurious cream, reimagined for the new year. I don't think it takes much imagination, Lunar New Year and red. I don't think this is groundbreaking stuff. I really don't. I don't think the marketing department was sitting there scratching their heads. I really don't. Any slack-jaw intern could have done this. But anyway, maybe I'm not entering into the spirit of it. What do you think? Clinique is also releasing something lovely for the Lunar New Year. Now, it is a limited edition cheek pop highlighter, and it's a collectible compact which delivers a subtle, radiant shimmer, perfect for highlighting your cheekbones, nose, and every place you want to shine. Ooh. It's made in Belgium, apparently, and it's suitable for all skin types. It's a must-have glow-up for the season, says Dietscope, but that's not all. Clinique have done something similar to Clé de Peau in that they've taken 3 favourite skincare items, and they too are in, you guessed it, red. So we've got dramatically different moisturising lotion. We have got the Take the Day Off, which I absolutely love, the cleanser. And then we also have even better clinical dark spot corrector. All of them in their little red coats. How festive. And the last item is from Estée Lauder. Now, what they have is they have a limited edition powder compact. You can have a look at it here. The special packaging compact is filled with perfecting setting powder. It comes in translucent, medium, medium deep, deep, and ultra deep. It will be retailing at $225, and it comes in an elegant presentation box and a velvet pouch to keep the compact safe. I don't know, what do you think of the way this looks? To me, it looks like an Hermes knockoff. That's not a good thing to say really, is it? Never mind, don't tell anyone. And it kind of looks like someone sort of started and then they couldn't be bothered to finish it, so they took it home and they got their toddler to stick some rhinestones on it. I don't know. I know Lauder are kind of known for these compacts, and they've done them for decades. They really have, and they've been some of them. I've had some of them. They're lovely, but this one, I don't know what you think about that. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. I mean, $225. These are sort of keepsakes, aren't they? They're special. They're very special items. I'm not sure whether this is as special as you'd like it to be, but do let me know. And now on to some forthcoming new releases. February the 2nd sees the rollout of a new product. It is the signature lightweight lip blush in 8 shades. They are rather nice, the shades. I do wonder what you think of these. It's a lightweight, blurring lipstick that gives a sheer, soft matte wash of colour with a smooth, balm-like texture that feels comfortable all day. $28. And here are the shades. They do look lovely. I suppose I'm a bit of a sucker for these because I like the way they've sort of, you know, they've graduated the shades, but you know, that may well not be representative of the product because it's all a bit AI, isn't it? So we have Andy, that looks like a nice soft pink, and Archival, which looks like a bit more of a berry shade, and then Bespoke, nice brownie shade, Framboise, a berry shade, and then we have Gamay, which looks like a rosewood shade, I feel. Then we have Kitten Heel, a lovely sort of apricot-y orange, and then September, a slightly more burgundy shade, and then Vendôme. Oh, that looks lovely. That looks really lovely. A sort of light browny shade. Anyway, I don't know what you think, and I don't know what you think of Merit. I think for me, the favourite product from Merit is their foundation stick, which I absolutely love and adore. And I suppose I've had mixed success with other products, but I do wonder what you think because, you know, I think they are doing a lot right. I really do. It's just that for me, it's the foundation shade, the Minimalist, which is just absolutely cracking. On the same day as the Merit release, we also have a release from Milk, and this fascinates me. This is a concealer that won't clock out. So it's a concealer in a stick form. I'm so here for this. I'm so here to try this. And it gives us 12-hour, or rather it will give us 12-hour wear, a gel to cream texture, buildable lightweight coverage, a fresh skin-like finish, travel-friendly, yep, propel-only component, and it's non-comedogenic. I just think this looks fascinating and I want to try it. I really do. Here are the shades. Do they look like they're AI shades? Do they? Maybe, I don't know. But they do look like there's a lot of shades. I'm not sure whether you will find your particular shade because it's so important, isn't it? The first person who works out how to do an exact shade match for foundation and a sort of a comparable concealer, that will be tech worth paying for, I rather feel, you know? I just want the AI just to kind of look at me and just do it all for me. I'm sure it's going to happen. Anyway, what do we think? It does look rather lovely. It's a clean, non-comedogenic, 12-hour hydrating gel to cream all over concealer stick, as I've said, with buildable coverage. It's got a natural dewy finish, packed with, as you would expect, hydrating hyaluronic acid and skin barrier strengthening complex and blue agave extract. $29, 25 shades. I'm so here for this. I really, really want to try this. Tom Ford will be releasing 3 different types of quads with several colour stories amongst those types. In February, we'll see the Soleil and the Runway quads. And then in March, we'll see the Creme formula come out as well. Before I show you the swatches, let me also show you one more product, which is the transparent eye gel. I find this intriguing. Well, I mean, if intriguing was kind of synonymous, was completely weird. I just find it a bit odd. Anyway, let's look at the models and see what we think. It looks like they've got them on top of their eyeshadows, but whether it stays wet or does it dry down or what happens to it, I don't know. It looks like someone's poured glycerin over their eyelids. I don't know, is this one of these runway things that looks cool on the runway and just looks a bit weird when you're waiting for the bus to go to work? I don't know. Anyway, let's look at the quads. So we're going to have the new Tom Ford eye colour quads, and they come in 3 formulae. So the first is Soleil, which is the high luminosity wet dry formula. And then, so that comes out in February, and at the same time, Runway comes out, and that is the palette that has 4 different textures: sparkle, shimmer, matte, and demi matte. And then we also have the Runway Creme, and that comes out in March. So let's have a look. Now, I got myself in a little bit of a pickle because while the Soleil is easy to identify because of the packaging is white, or a sort of an off-white, I couldn't tell as easily amongst the others, but we might be able to figure it out together. So let's have a look at the swatches. We have 03, that looks rather soft and lovely, doesn't it? Luminous. This is Soleil, of course. 40. These are lovely sort of warmer berry shades at the bottom. And then this is actually one of my favourites, 04. That looks really punchy. And then we have 41, much more subtle, more goldy. And then we've got Runway. Now I think these are mixed up in terms of the swatches. I think they're mixed amongst the creme and then the ones with the various shimmers and matte and demi matte. But let's have a look. So we've got 27 and then 28, that looks rather lovely. And then 20, that looks very easy. These look very easy, don't they? I know a lot of them are kind of reincarnation of colour stories that we've had before, but they may not all be. 30, that looks really lovely. That must be a creme formulation. That looks beautiful. And then we have 31, very easy. I'm sure that's going to be popular. And then we have 35, which looks very shimmery, doesn't it? I mean, that silvery grey, yeah, that looks good. 45, much deeper, lovely punchy kind of plummy, winey colour. Oh, and this is heavenly, isn't it? This cool colour story. Number 46. And that lovely soft, dare I say it, denim. I know we've seen a lot of denim. I know. Maybe I've got denim on the brain. But yeah, that does look rather lovely. And that sort of taupey, silvery shade. And then we've got golds and sort of bronzy shades. And then this gorgeous olive. Oh, that looks so lovely. These do look good. What do you think? And are you excited about the new formulation? Or is there fear in your heart? I mean, we've kind of got to go with the reality of the new formulations because they are necessary. But yeah, one hopes that they have worked very hard not to disappoint the die-hard Tom Ford eyeshadow fans. And I know there's lots of you out there. And in fact, I'm a very recent Tom Ford convert from last year. So I will be going for these. And I hope, you know, I won't be disappointed because I've really, really enjoyed my Tom Ford foray, as it were. Now here's something interesting. Asia already has this, but my elders and betters assure me that it's winging its way, literally, to the rest of us. Here it is, the Charlotte Tilbury Pop Socket. Honestly, I just didn't know I wanted one, and yet suddenly I do, even though it's really not my thing. I'm not into pop sockets at all. And actually, this is a little bit too How to Train Your Dragon / Harry Potter for it to be, you know, okay for a grown woman to have. But then who cares? it's a combination, isn't it, of kitsch and useful and highly desirable. In other words, completely Charlotte Tilbury on brand, isn't it? It is, in case you wondered or hadn't guessed, a little tiny travel size airbrush flawless finishing powder. So yeah, I mean, it's not even going to be an appropriate shade for me, and I still want one. My point is, it's rather fun and highly desirable. So look out for that. But just as exciting, or actually slightly more exciting, is this product from Bioma. Now, I don't know how you pronounce it. I always pronounce it Bioma, but maybe it's Bioma. Oh, it probably is Bioma, isn't it? As in biome. Yeah, I probably should have looked that up. I'm terribly sorry. I will do my homework after the event. Honestly, I'm reliving my childhood. Look at this. I really want one of these. I really do. Let me tell you what it is. I'm so excited about this. This is the thing I haven't stopped thinking about. It's a magical face mask. Say hello to Biocollagen Radiance Face Mask. Here's what you need to know. It's a peel-off face mask. I mean, there isn't anything more fun than a peel-off face mask, in my view. For instantly smooth, glass-like skin in just 20 minutes. A mask you can watch work right before your eyes. It goes from pink to translucent, and then from matte to a mirror shine finish. I'm so excited. Clinically proven to smooth skin, improve texture, and visibly reduce wrinkles in just one use. This formula represents a new standard in collagen innovation that mimics younger skin. $16.99. I mean, that's a bargain. Transformative peel-off mask. It gives us glass skin finish, as I said, in 20 minutes. It's got biocollagen to improve fine lines. I hope that means to remove fine lines as opposed to enhance fine lines. But anyway, optimizes skin renewal and supports skin barrier. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's alcohol and fragrance-free as well. It has triceramide complex to help strengthen the skin barrier and lock in moisture. Biocollagen, which mimics type 3 collagen naturally found in skin for advanced skin affinity. And Seeker, which helps to reduce visible redness and smooth skin. And the way you use it is you apply a thin, even layer onto cleansed skin, you wait 20 minutes, you watch the mask transform, and then the fun bit, you peel it off. I'm so here for it. Also, look at the packaging. It's pink, it's a square, and there's a circle. I mean, it's a cube, isn't it? And it's got a round sort of opening. I just like everything about it. Everything. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that. I do a mask every night, and I have become a bit evangelical actually about doing a mask every night. I used to do one twice a week. Now I do it every night. There is room in my routine for another mask, and especially one so exciting. Anyway, available February the 9th online and in Amazon US and UK, Ulta, Target, Boots, Space NK, Cult Beauty, Sephora UK, and then Bioma.com US for UK and UK, Sephora EU, and Australia and New Zealand, and it looks like it's coming to Asia as well. I don't have any details about Canada. I do apologise. Anyway, it's coming. That's what we need to know. So exciting. The face mask is so well priced that I feel I have a little bit of money left over to give myself a little treat. And I want to share the two treats that I think I'm kind of tempted by before I show you the final two releases. So the first little treat that I feel is very much within my budget, even though I don't have a price, but I just feel instinctively it's going to be as well priced as the mask, is the new glow in the dark bag from Louis Vuitton. Who doesn't need these? You know, nobody needs this. Nobody needs this. This is an itch that I do not have to scratch, but I did think I should show it to you because it is rather hilarious, isn't it? And unless you tell me that you will use it and that you are somebody who panics, perhaps maybe after you've seen a movie or you're leaving a movie before it's finished because it's rubbish and you're sort of rootling around at the bottom on the floor, to find your handbag. Obviously that is a problem that, you know, this would solve, but hard to see who would need this. But it has been bettered by none other than Hermès, who I didn't think went for these kind of gimmicky things, but apparently how wrong I am, because take a look at this. Let me introduce you to the Hermès Boombox Plume. Do you need one of these? Do you? It's got a little kind of pochette that comes out, and it's actually a cassette. Now, I don't think anybody would remember what, I mean, I remember what a cassette is, because as I said before, I am the Gandalf of makeup, but really, I mean, I do realise as part of the kind of kitsch jokey thing, they couldn't just have an app saying Spotify. Probably Spotify would charge them for it. They couldn't do that either, whereas I suppose a cassette is generic. But anyway, I'm just saying, it is a bit gimmicky for Hermès. I expected better, or did I? I think I expected a more classy money grab than this. But anyway, it comes in black and it comes in tan, in case you're wondering, or you want to maybe surprise somebody on Valentine's Day with this, you know? That would be nice, to be given one of these with a box of chocolates inside, or preferably the Bioma mask in my case, or the Charlotte Tilbury, you know, Valentine's thing, you know, Pegasus thing. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Let's get on to the good stuff. Inspired by the elegance of the Coco Crush jewellery line, Chanel has got new limited edition lipsticks as well as lip liners. Now they come in a luxe herringbone engraved tube with pale gold trim. They are all in the Rouge Allure Velvet formula, which is a velvet matte, ultra comfortable. It really is. I love this formula, and it's rich in pigment. Each shade is a collector's dream, says Diet Scope. So we've got new shades to love. We have got 488, which is a burgundy violet, 479, a brown toned rosewood, 489, which is a tea brown, 487, a brick red. We also have 56, which is a powerful fiery red, and 63, which is entitled Rosewood, and then 58, Dark Red. We've also got new lip liners, as I said, and there's quite a few of the lip liners as well. We've also got Rosewood Beige, which is 212, and we've got 214 Warm Beige in the liners. Yeah, I'm definitely going to give these a go. I really like this formula, and it'll be fun to have the new packaging. Looks like there's a little pochette they can come in too. Maybe they're selling them in duos as well as a special thing, although I'm not sure. Yeah, now we've got a picture here of number 56 with 178 as the lip liner. Let's see. So we've got a lovely picture here of Margot Robbie, who is fairly aggressively airbrushed. I don't think she needs airbrushing. I'd be rather insulted if I was her. We've got the Charming Velvet lipstick in 479 with the lip liner 214. Is that the same as before? No, different. That looks like a very nice shade. But anyway, that's a lot of newness from Chanel in the lipstick department. Yeah, we've got the quads coming out, although I don't have a date for them because they're meant to be coming out sometime in Feb, but we've not had sight nor sound of them here in the UK. I think it has started to come out in the States, but you haven't had the quads yet, but let's see. Anyway, Diet Scope reminds us that these are timeless tones in an iconic texture, and it's Chanel at its most collectible. What do you think of this formula? I do know some people find it drying, which sort of surprises me because my lips are so incredibly dry, and I normally can't wear anything that people sort of say, oh, it's matte but it's still hydrating and so on. I still have difficulty with it, but this formula for me is great. Let me know, and are you excited by these? It does kind of feel like Chanel is sort of dribbling out these big kind of collections, and I do wonder whether it's nice to have the lipsticks all in one go, or whether it's nicer to have them at the same time as the quads, because then you feel you can kind of pair them. Although, you know, we do know that they will have one or two lip shades out at the same time. Let's see. I do wonder what you think though. Do let me know what you think, and whether this is a formula you are excited by, or whether it's sort of off-putting that it's the matte formula. And now onto our final release. And finally, we've got some really exciting newness coming, and I'd like to thank Amit from Amit Beauty Talk, because she's let me use her images for this video so I can share them with you. So thank you very, very much indeed, Amit. So Natasha Denona is coming out with her first ever quad. So we've got 3 colour stories, and I've got all the details, and I've also got all the swatches as well to show you. So the 3 colour stories are Rosy, Nude and Cool. Each compact features the 4 formulas that she's known for, which is the sparkling, foiled, metallic and matte formulas. So let's take a closer look. We've got Rosy first of all. What do we think? This looks so usable and so wearable. I'm so hopeful about these, and I'll tell you why. And I brought one out to show you. I'm one of the people, and I know not a lot of people, not everyone's a fan of these. You know the face palettes that she occasionally does. I'm a fan of all of them. I've got them all. I use them all. I absolutely love them. And one of the things that I love is just having just 3 or 4 or 5 little eyeshadows to kind of choose from. I like that discipline. I really appreciate it. So I'm just showing you. This is the Hyper Matte. It's just these kind of easy shades, and so I'm hoping that's what these are, because they're just so usable. There's nothing boring about something being usable and reliable. That's kind of how I feel. So I am hopeful. Anyway, here we have Rosy. Let's look at the shades. Affinity looks lovely actually. That looks like a slightly wet look. Shell, Messer and Lucent. These must all be new shades, surely. I haven't cross-checked though. So that's what we've got here. And then we have Nude. That looks extremely wearable, doesn't it? Let's see if these are... No, these look new shades. Flutter. Ah, there's Flutter. Attic, Sheer and Drift. Let's see whether we think that this is going to be as wearable. And then we've got Cool. This is going to be so popular. And we have, let's see what the shades are. Skift, Stone, Opart and Hush. I wonder if Hush is... So many of these names, because they are quite evocative as well of Natasha. They kind of feel like they're shades that, you know, seem familiar, but I may be wrong. And there's certainly not any of these in this one. I don't know, what do you think? Does this excite you? Or did you want one of her larger palettes as the next release? I mean, you know, she hasn't said, we haven't heard that the larger palettes are not being done anymore. This may just be a new foray, you know? But I do wonder if you're disappointed and whether you prefer, you know, one of the major sort of colour stories to sort of choose from, because these are all neutrals, easy to wear, aren't they? Although I'm sure they'll be dramatic as well. I mean, can you tell? I'm so excited. I think for me, I will definitely want to try the Rosy first and the Cool. I mean, the Nude, I suppose, seems a little bit more, I was going to say prosaic, but that's actually unfair, because as I've said, there's always room in a lot of people's lives. I know I'm not alone in a neutral or nudie palette that's easy to wear, you know, and in her formulas, you know, I know people sort of feel that the formulas have perhaps not been as thrilling and have disappointed slightly of late. I have to say, I don't think that's been my experience. I have noticed they've been different, but I've still enjoyed the performance. So maybe I'm in the minority in that. Do let me know. What do you think? I think out of everything in this video, this is the release that I'm most intrigued by, simply because it's a change for Natasha, and also the colour stories are not sort of bright blues, greens and so on. They're very easy. And it may well be that's kind of something that we're crying out for. You know, maybe she is anticipating the market in that way. I don't know, but I want to hear from you, because you will be a much better judge really than me kind of guessing. Partly because we're all so different, but also you will have different experiences. Maybe this is something that is just, these are easy to wear quads when you just want you know, an easy life in the morning, and not to have to decide perhaps from an you know, from an enormous range. So do let me know. I'm absolutely fascinated to hear what you think, and indeed the other releases of the Chanel, perhaps the Valentine's releases, and the, you know, the plethora of lipsticks that we've got from Chanel, and everything else, you know, the concealer from from milk I find, you know, fascinating. Yeah, do let me know. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps my channel out. It really does. And thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.